30 days after the contamination of the hive, the Umbrella Corporation unwisely sends in a research team to reopen the complex and investigate the incident, since no one survived except Alice and Matt Addison, and as Alice was experimented on, Matt was put into a mysterious Nemesis program. When the team reprograms and opens the sealed blast doors, it is slaughtered by the massive crowd of infected. With the infected released outside, they reach Raccoon City, spreading the infection among the general populace. 2 days after the infection has spread to the surface, Umbrella, worried about possible worldwide contamination, quarantines Raccoon City and establishes a security perimeter around it. However, a girl named Angela Ashford, daughter of a level 6 Umbrella researcher Dr. Charles Ashford, who is also the T-virus creator, goes missing after an Umbrella security car transporting her out of Raccoon City suffers a traffic accident. Alice awakens in the deserted Raccoon City hospital with wiring attached to her. Finding no one in the hospital, she wanders outside to find the city a ghost town, infected. She arms herself with a shotgun from a police car. She is constantly disturbed by a man who keeps showing up in visions, who was revealed to be experimenting on her. She now has superhuman agility and strength. While Umbrella is evacuating civilians at the Ravens Gate Bridge, the only exit out of the town, disgraced police officer Jill Valentine, who was suspended for releasing the story of the infected. When the infected attack in police station, she shoots them and then walks away. She joins her former ally, Sergeant Peyton Wells, at the Ravens Gate. However, the T-virus infects a man having a heart attack, turning him into a zombie who bites Peyton at the city gates. Umbrella's supervisor and the head of the Raccoon City contamination operation, Timothy Kane, worried that the T-virus has reached the gates, seals the exit, and orders his soldiers to fire over the crowd's heads, scaring them back into the city. Elsewhere, Carlos Oliveira and other Umbrella soldiers link up with Special Tactics and Rescue Squad. A girl escapes from zombies in a building and reaches the roof, but is bitten by zombies. Carlos watches it from the helicopter, jumps in, and kills all the zombies. He then asks the girl to go with him, but she fears being infected and jumps down. After that, Carlos' unit then starts killing zombies in another part of the city. Kane sees Dr. Ashford at the gate and asks him to leave with the other scientists, but he refuses. Ashford says, "I'll never go without my daughter," and Kane explains we can't find her and now there is more threat. Ashford still disagrees with him, and inside the camp, he hacks the CCTV cameras of the city to find his daughter. During the battle, Yuri is bitten but saved by Carlos, and a zombie nearly attacks the two, but Nikolai kills it. The three are forced to retreat when several STARS and Umbrella SWAT squad are overrun and perished by the undead. The three are nearly rescued by a helicopter, but it doesn't pick them up and instead flies away. It is revealed that Major Kane had betrayed them when he becomes paranoid after entering a building for safety. Nikolai is angry as Carlos eventually learns about this betrayal. Yuri reanimates as a zombie and attacks the two. Carlos is bitten and Yuri is killed by both he and Nikolai. Meanwhile, Jill, Peyton, and news reporter Terry Morales lock themselves in a church, where a panicked man is also hiding. Inspecting the church, Jill finds a priest who has been feeding his zombified sister other people. Later on, they find the church is full of lickers. The priest and the fugitive are killed, but Jill, Peyton, and Terry are saved at the last minute by the heavily armed Alice. In the meantime, Umbrella dispatches their Nemesis program to kill all remaining STARS operatives. When Nemesis encounters a surviving citizen, LJ and members of STARS, they open fire on Nemesis. Nemesis guns the team down but spares LJ's life when he drops his weapons. Alice and the group move forward, and after reaching the graveyard, when Jill asks her for the plan, the zombie comes out from beneath and attacks them. They fight the zombie horde and escape while Peyton's condition starts to deteriorate due to the infection. Ashford calls Alice and offers to arrange their evacuation in exchange for rescuing Angela. Alice, seeing no other escape, accepts the offer. After Peyton, Terry, and Jill hear the offer, they relent, intending to seal themselves until backup, but Alice explains her choice. As the contamination cannot be put under control, a nuclear bomb will be dropped on Raccoon City, completely destroying it, and the media cover story will be a meltdown of the local nuclear power plant. Soon after, Peyton shows signs of weakness from the T-virus, and as this happens, Nemesis appears and shoots Peyton dead. Alice separates and assaults him, but he is invincible to fight. She lures him to a local store, where she tries to fight him, but she is overwhelmed and forced into retreat. Jill and Terry manage to make it to safety into the car, only to be attacked by a now reanimated Peyton. With no other choice, Jill kills Peyton before she and Terry make it to the school, but not before collecting LJ on the way. Carlos and Nikolai, who are acting on the same offer, also reach to the school. Uncoupled to opposing groups, the school is crowded with infected dogs and zombified children. Jill, Terry and LJ split up to find Angela. LJ cannot find Angela and encounters a zombie who Carlos kills. The two recognize each other and work together to find Angela. Terry encounters a lone girl and assumes her to be Angela, only to realize that she is in fact a zombie. Terry soon finds herself surrounded by a group of zombified children. When she refuses to shoot as to not having a heart to do so, Terry is soon bitten before being overwhelmed and killed by the swarm. Jill then reaches to a classroom where she finds Angela and her camera, which Jill watches and realizes that Terry didn't make it. Soon the two then leave to reach the others, only to encounter some zombies and an infected dog, who attempts to attack the two. Before Jill can prepare to muster against the infected dog, Nikolai shows up and shoots all the infected dead. He introduces himself to Jill and reveals how Major Kane betrayed him and his team and leave him for dead. Nikolai's introduction is soon cut short when an infected dog attacks them. Nikolai sacrifices himself, which allows Jill and Angela to escape, after being saved by Alice, who kills all the infected dogs, and reuniting with LJ and Carlos, who learns of Nikolai's fate. Angela reveals she was injected with the T-virus. She was ill by a genetic disease, and forced to walk on crutches. Dr. Ashford created the T-virus to allow her to walk, and he also created the antivirus because of the T-virus's potential for mutations, but the virus was then impounded and weaponized by Umbrella. Alice uses Terry's video camera to record her story and injects Carlos with the antivirus carried by Angela to keep her infection in check. Dr. Ashford gives Alice the location of the extraction point at the City Hall, where the helicopter waits. The group makes it to the rendezvous, but are cornered by Major Kane, who has caught wind of Dr. Ashford's intentions and is holding him prisoner. All but Alice are restrained, and seconds later Nemesis appears, with the helicopter being actually Nemesis's extraction before the bomb detonation. Major Kane commands Alice to fight Nemesis. Alice refuses, but Major Kane forces her to when he shoots Dr. Ashford in cold blood, killing him, and revealing that he had no trust in him nor he had the care of his people. She relents and fights him, impaling him on a pole. Defeating Nemesis, she realizes he is Matt Addison. As he was infected by a liquor, he started to mutate and was placed in the program. Major Kane orders Nemesis to kill her, but instead, he kills two Umbrella soldiers beside her, and both he and Alice join forces and attack the Umbrella forces. Meanwhile, Carlos and Jill cut themselves free from their bonds, joining the fight. Major Kane then orders the nuke to reach the city within moments away. He attempts to escape but is knocked out by LJ. Meanwhile, Alice is nearly attacked by a helicopter, but Nemesis destroys it, though the explosion sends it flying towards Nemesis, killing him. Soon Alice and the group escape, but not before she throws Major Kane out of the helicopter as her punishment to him. He is soon confronted by encroaching zombies while Dr. Ashford reanimates. He is bitten by a fully now reanimated Dr. Ashford just before being perished by the undead. As Alice, Jill, Carlos, Angela, and LJ escape in the remaining chopper, the nuclear missile detonates over the City Hall. The helicopter is caught in the blast wave and crashes. Some hours after the explosion, Umbrella employees locate the helicopter's crash site, deep in the Arklay Mountains. There, they find Alice's body, badly burned. The others are nowhere to be found. The media later shows that Terry's footage has been shown to the press, but despite Carlos and Jill's best efforts, Jill's earlier suggestion about Umbrella's media power comes true. Umbrella promotes a fake story about a nuclear power plant explosion near the city with ease, and the media announce that Jill and Carlos are wanted by the police for questioning. 3 weeks later, in the Midwest Umbrella Research Facility in Detroit, Alice awakens. Led by Umbrella scientist Dr. Isaacs, the doctors begin questioning her. Soon, she realizes that the doctor who appeared in her visions is Dr. Isaacs. She attacks him, fights her way out of the facility and makes her way outside, only to be surrounded by more Umbrella guards holding her at gunpoint. Suddenly, Jill, Carlos, disguised as Umbrella employees. Alice enters the vehicle and Dr. Isaacs is shown saying, "Let them go," to an Umbrella guard and then saying, "Program Alice activated." The scene then pulls away from the car they are in and out into space, where an Umbrella satellite is seen. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications to watch more videos like this.